What's up, everybody? This is Frank. Everything black. We're going to talk about tonight the state of the union. I call it the state of what union? Uh, this is not about black people. I don't know what these people are. Well, let me take that back. I know what these people are fighting for, but it's nothing to do with us. It's nothing to do with black people and our problems. When you listen at them, they talking about Medicaid. They talking about letting the immigrants here. I'm gonna talk about sanctuary cities too, in one of these videos with the mayors in Congress. Some committee they have, questioning the mayors of these sanctuary cities, and you're gonna see some silly shit on here with that these so-called congressmen and these black leaders, so-called leaders, are doing. These people are not fighting for black people. They're fighting for immigrants. They're fighting for LGBT. They're fighting for the old folks who done lived their life and didn't do anything for the youngsters, for the young people generation that's coming up behind them. They worried about Medicaid. They ain't worried about the young men in school. They talk about education, but they ain't worried about education. They make mention of it, but they ain't really worried about it because, man, it's worse. I mean, these kids are not learning nothing. Now they smarter because they can work these computers like hell. We don't. Some of the stuff they doing with them, we don't even know what they doing. But this state of the union against black, so-called working for black people benefits. These people do not care about black people. Now they have black faces, they have black skin, they look like us, but deep inside they don't care about us. I mean, we know this because look around, man. The only person they say is bad is Trump. But whenever the Democrats are in charge, black people go to sleep and they just do all kind of shit to us. They let immigrants come over and get benefits that we should be getting. They empower LGBTQ. They fight for women's rights. Where's the black man? I mean, what rights are we getting? What we invisible or something? Anytime you put women up in your party to fight, women are not warriors, man. If you go to a war, you don't want a bunch of women in the front. Hell, it's women who don't want to be in the front. That's when they want men up there to fight. When have you had women that's jumping up ready to fight? And a few of them first lick, they getting their ass up out of there. You might have 1-2% of women that can fight their ass out, but the rest of them, they ain't trying to start no fight with nobody. But they want the LGBT men. You want them up there fighting on the front line? I mean, let's talk about war. You want a LGBT man on the front row him and say thousands of gay men on the front row fighting for your rights. You want heterosexual men. You want men, alpha men's up there. You want men who willing to die and don't care about dying. They just want to get whatever rights and whatever's due to them. They want it. But this State of the Union crap, man, they doing it has nothing to do with black people. I'm gonna let you see. These people are talking about Medicaid, but they saying that's gonna affect black people. I don't get Medicaid. I'm paying into it. And 90% of the time when you look around, hell, that ain't enough. But remember one thing, y'all, this is a Medicaid is a law. Medicaid, Medicare, that's a law. They got to do that shit. If they do something with it, they either got to make it better or leave it alone. Just like Obamacare, they got to make it better or leave it alone. That's why they can't get rid of it, because they don't know how to make it better. So these people telling you they gonna mess with Medicare. Come on, man. Black people, don't let these people scare you into this crap. That's why they want us on the job working all the time, so we don't have time to see the bullshit that they do. And the Republicans do bullshit too. But right now they in the spotlight. They can put they can shine the big high beam light on these Democrats. Cause they in charge. Democrat had plenty of time to do shit. Ain't done nothing. But when it comes to us, they do a whole bunch of symbolism. You know, Juneteenth, little shit like that. Like Martin Luther King, that don't cost nothing to give us Juneteenth. It didn't cost them one dime. They just made it a day. See, white supremacy, they'll do anything for black people as long as it don't cost them nothing. They need to write a check to all the Foundation Black Americans, the freedmen, always with the lineage. If they got lineage, they got blood going back to the slave camps, plantations, then hey, they deserve a check. I mean, we done given these people everything. We went to war, we fought wars for them. Hell, we were the first people to die for America. Black man. Everything black. That's why I got my show called Everything Black, because everything started with us. And now we have to get together to stop the dumb shit, man. These old mammy, old Negroes, man, they need to get the hell out of here. And we need to stop following their traditions. This church going is like clubbing now. Now I'm not gonna talk about religion, man. If you doing right, you doing right by your religion. I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about the average people that's out here claiming religion and at the club on Tuesday, Friday night, Saturday night, and come to church, get up and come to church on Sunday and do it all over again. If you're gonna be in the streets, be in the street. But the church now is just like the clubs. It's just another party place, another entertainment spot. It ain't real. I mean, the way they talk about it, the way they do it now in church, man, this shit ain't real. It's all for entertainment. It's an entertainment spot for old people. Old people gotta entertain themselves. They still wearing the nice dresses, nice shoes, getting dressed up, having a good time. At the end of the day, they ain't done shit. Ain't shit happen. We still go back to our damn situation of white supremacy. 100 years from now, they'll be doing the same shit, going to church, going to the club, going to the church, which is the club now. The church is the new club. I mean, it's where all the I ain't gonna say it like that. It's where all the old hoes go now. The ones that used to be in the streets, they in the church now. Okay, it's where the old hoes go, and they got these young women uh, doing the same thing, man. And so they gonna grow up. Just another generation of people that's gonna grow up in this church thing that's taking them nowhere. That's fixing nothing. We still in the same spot. Now, if church is changing something for black people, then I'll be the first nigga in there. But the church ain't studying about no white supremacy. Hell, they don't even talk about no white supremacy. Unless they talking about Trump. Trump ain't the only motherfucking white supremacy. The Democrats is the white supremacy, but you don't never hear Democrats talk about white supremacy and talking about their party. You never hear that. I mean, god damn, people, how long we gonna keep following this traditional shit, man? This shit ain't led us nowhere. I'm studying, hearing and talking to people that still go to church on Sundays. I mean, my grandmama went to church on Sunday. My grandmama went to church on Saturdays. My grandmama went to church every damn time the church doors open. Okay, but those were different. To me, those were different people because they believed in what they did. You know what I'm saying? They believed in what they did when nobody else believed them. Okay, so there's still a 2, maybe 3% of people like that left, but the rest of these motherfuckers are just hoes. I mean, they just think they can't go to the club no more, so they got to go to church. They ain't worried about no young people. Only reason they worry about young people because they need some more misery in the church, misery love company. So they get these young women with this one preacher in here, this male, who has a few males in there with him agreeing with the bullshit he talking about. And they talking about the same thing from 2000, and they reading a book from 2,000 years ago. Doesn't even talk about white supremacy. See, this is our problem. We got shit that's been fucking this. I mean, we've been going through a lot of shit for the last 200-300 years. You know what I mean? The same shit. When I believe when the church was first organized, it was about something. Now, you go to church, man, don't teach you nothing that's substance. You know, uh, I think the Muslim is about the only thing close to getting it right that I can see. But when I listen to the Muslims talk, they basically don't talk against immigration. They'll say everything black, but when it comes to immigration, oh, they part of us too. I'm like, what? The immigrants ain't part of us. These Africans ain't part of us. These Latinos ain't part of us. These people from other countries, they ain't part of us. We the only people that has been here, born here. And this is what they hate. They hate all of us. That's why they be preaching to y'all, love y'all enemies, man, so these people can bury y'all. I don't love my enemies. I do not love my enemy. I barely trust my friends. And really, I don't trust nobody. Not nobody. Tupac had that tattooed on his arm, I believe. Trust nobody. You can't, man. When you live in a system of white supremacy, anybody can turn on your ass anytime. But Neely Fuller taught us to be constructive. And I think being constructive is the way to the truth. It's the way to solving problems. If you go around town asking what a problem is and trying to solve it, things will be better. We need to work on the solving problems. And the biggest problem on the planet is white supremacy. We need to solve that problem. If we go around ignoring that problem, we'll never get this thing right. We'll always be on this damn wheel that's just turning and turning, ain't going nowhere. But I want y'all to listen to this crap. Fair use, YouTube, Facebook. Let me get that stuff flowing on my deal here. Okay. Fair use, YouTube, Facebook, Roland Martin show. This is for educational purposes. They call this the State of the Union. Mega economics attack on Black Americans. I mean, they say Black Americans, but they don't talk about Black Americans. They talk about everybody else but us. I mean, everybody else but us. And also, that's my cash app. If y'all want to hit me up, I'm going to let that scroll for a minute. Let me go ahead and start this show. I'm 16 minutes in. I should have been started. But anyway, here we go.
Tonight, but we are united as Democrats. And I went old school. Martin Luther King Jr. used to always say, I'm going to leave some people behind to be on the outside, and I'm going to take some people on the inside. Tonight, I have fun inside. We're going to be with you. I have our chairman of the Democratic Party here, Jim Clyburn. They're streaming live earlier. Now, I'm going to have the Joyce Beatty show, and I'm the Democrat and why I am here protesting. Angry people are frustrated. So tonight I am demonstrating and standing with them because while it's the people's house, I don't believe the right to be earned a right. What he continues to do to people.
Some fight out of Democrats. They are not happy with what they've seen from Democrats in the House in terms of leadership. There's been a change in leadership at the DNC. There's the run were elected who say, I need to see because feel is that Republicans are just run.
Look, I've been in 8 states just in the last 2 weeks, getting the message out, making sure that the American people see that we're going to resist in the excess administration. I'm really honored that Congress Joy we're going to be everywhere throughout this country, standing up, resisting, making sure that people throughout this country know that we have their backs. When the stakes are this high for the American people, right up our the American people, Democratic.
This is supposed to be about Black America. And he put up there the state of our union. And at the bottom, somewhere earlier in the show, you would have seen that he had the state of mega destroying the economics of Black Americans. It had something like that down there at the bottom. Like I say, these people are gearing up to stand up for LGBTQ rights, immigrants' rights, white women rights, because women rights ain't nothing but white women rights. But Black women don't seem to get it. They don't seem to get it. or either they down with the LGBTQ. I mean, that's all this is about, man.
Party still is the champion for Americans. And what we're going to see tonight is Donald Trump doing what Donald Trump does, which is he's going to use vitriol. He's going to appeal to the worst of the American people, and he's not going to do anything. He's not going to talk about one iota how he's going to actually improve people's lives throughout this nation. He broke every single
it's
promise that
hard
he
listening
made.
to these people because they don't have a solution. They just run up and say what Donald Trump is doing. You know, they constantly say what Donald Trump is doing, what Donald Trump is not doing. They don't say what they're gonna do, how they gonna fix it. Only thing they gonna say is we stand together. We are a crew. Who is we? And they'll talk about black and brown. Ain't no such thing as black and brown. You ain't never heard no damn Mexican standing up talking about we gonna fight for them brothers. We gonna fight for them black folks. We stand for black folks. We want to see black people get their reparation. We don't hear nobody talking about that. These people look. This Joyce Burney looking like a man over there. I'm surprised this sister even put on a dress. And most, if you notice, most of those Congress black women are wearing pantsuits, like Hillary used to do. That's weird. Looking like men, dressing like men. The other night, don't mean to put Jasmine Crockett in here, but she said she ain't never been married, ain't been engaged, and ain't hell damn. Wait, the way she talks, she ain't damn looking for no man. Look at these people. Who the fuck want to grow up and be like them? Look at them. The Democrat Party is over, y'all. That's why I'm starting everything black, and hopefully we start a black block where we vote and we stand together as a block, a black block, which means nobody get our vote until they do something for us. That's our black blocks. That's our black block. It all starts from this one block. I want to do a Dallas chapter, and then other people, a Texas chapter, and then everybody else from other states can do their deal. But we will be united on one thing: that's making sure black people get what they're owed. If you get our vote, you're gonna write a check. All right, the hell with y'all, both parties. Trump want our vote, he gonna write a check. The Democrat want our vote, they gonna write a check. Don't be giving these people y'all money, y'all vote no more without them cutting a check. That's why they step on us. That's why they got all these immigrants over here on top of us, replacing us. Because they know it's time to cut the check. With all the immigrants gone, they gotta pay. Ain't now one of us gonna work for bullshit like them immigrants doing. Ain't now one of us gonna work for free. These companies finna cut a check. They can holler shit going up all they want. Cut the check. We can handle the shit that's going up if you cut the check. You know? Everything is systematic right now. I mean, white supremacy is systematic. They got to fund these immigrants when they get them over here. They got to fund the LGBTQ. They got to fund anything that they won't give us the funds to do. They got to fund it. That's why they keep us on the bottom. I'm talking about as a group. Black people, we got to think as a group, not individually. Now, your money, your paper, your everything might be right for you, okay? But you still black. There's certain places you cannot go. There's certain things you cannot do. There's certain places you cannot live. And if you did live there, you won't be welcome there. Give a shit how much money you got as a black person. Anyway, let me get this stuff done. I'm gonna play a few small sections of this. I really don't really care what they have to say, be honest with you. So I'm just gonna go through it. I'm gonna
help them afford their lives. He's done nothing to actually help Americans, and Democrats need to
I think
stand
I
up
want
right
to talk
now,
about what
grow a
this
spine, and fight back.
Protesters,
Yeah.
and talking
We
about
will
he's going
talk
to
about now.
expel people from school.
What I keep hearing from people is they want to see a fight from Democrats. They want to see them challenging Republicans every single day, every single hour, every minute, every second. What have you been saying to your party? What needs to happen in this moment?
Oh Lord, here we go.
What I'm saying to my party and everybody else is we got to get in the streets. We can't just sit at home and go to the different platforms and think somehow everybody's listening to us. We've got to show that we're willing to fight. You're absolutely right. Not only did I go to the Treasury Department for first action, and then that up consumer final protection really in the
Man, I'm about to run out of time. These mammies, boy. God damn. These mammies need to go sit down. Lady, go retire. I mean, haven't you fucked over black people enough? Y'all gonna fuck over black people till y'all die. Y'all will fight for immigrants, LGBT, all that shit. File paperwork for these folks, get these folks checks, and they're over your people. I know this woman here is a Foundation Black America, but she don't give a shit about no damn Negroes. Here's another one. Roland don't give a damn about no Negroes. And Roland is not Foundation Black America. She don't give a damn about no Negroes. She's sitting up here talking about everything else but a check for black people. Now, if they was talking about the State of Union is about getting a check for black people, shit, it wouldn't be not one of them on the show. It wouldn't even be a show. You know? Black people, these are your enemies. I'm just going to go through here. I'm going to show you the enemies. Okay? And your Bible tell you to love these people. These people don't give a shit about you. I mean, we've been dealing with this shit since I'm 55, 56. Okay? 56 years of this bullshit. They ain't done nothing since the 60s. Well, since the 70s, I'm going to say. They ain't done shit. They got civil rights. All they doing is partying and big up in white folk. And everybody else except us. Once they got the job, they good. You see what I'm saying? The hell with us niggas. If you're a black person and you represent black people, you want to see black people get a check. These people don't, from the Black Caucus all the way up to the NAACP, all the way up to Urban League, all the action. No, I call it the No Action Network. Shit, they don't give a goddamn about us. But yeah, you'll see them. We gotta fight. We gotta get in the street every day. What you fighting for? Immigrants. That's who the fuck you fighting for. You ain't fighting for Black Americans. You're not fighting for Foundation Black Americans. You don't give a shit about us. But listen at her.
Morning, as cold as it was, over to the education department to try to get in and face down with a security officer. And I want you to know, on Saturday in my district, in front of Elon Musk's office, we protested with about 3,000 to 4,000 people. And yesterday I was at HUD trying to get up to see this new secretary of HUD. I'm not stopping. It takes action. When people ask, what can I do? When the call comes out, get up and go. Join us in the protest. Let our voices be heard. As a matter of fact, I'll ask the lawyers here, don't you think that the more we protest, the louder we are, the more we identify what we care about, will that have some possible influence on the courts and the final decisions that they have to make? These are temporary decisions. But if we're not in the street, if we're not talking about how terrible this is, I don't know if we will be taken seriously. So I'm in this.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
And I'm not proving, I'm not. And I'm every opportunity that I get. And so that's my answer to what should we do. Get on the street.
Congressman Kwame, you made it clear you were not going to do that. Why was it important for you to make that statement?
Well, why is it taken for granted respect?
Shit. Give me 1 second. I'm getting a bunch of calls. I'm gonna have to end the show early. But I want y'all to see this part here. Give me 1 second. Let me stop this. Let me go here. Let me let her watch this lady right here, y'all.
Chair recognizes Ms. Crockett from Texas.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. And thank you so much to our mayors that are here. And I really quickly want to touch on something because I know that many of you prepared for today's hearing by making sure that you got a little bit of information about immigrants and crime in your cities. Let me ask each of the mayors, just yes or no. Have any of you been made aware of any immigrant that has had 34 felony convictions that has still been able to roam around in your cities? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
34 felony convictions.
No,
from the immigrants. Anybody?
I'm not aware.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just curious because we are so concerned about crime. And I know that my Republican colleagues would never want anybody with 34 felony convictions roaming around because that could be a danger to the community. But I will move on. The Republicans put more effort into producing their little propaganda trailer for this hearing than they have into reforming America's immigration system. And that's why we're here today. In fact, Republicans are beating up on the vast majority of you about what you're doing for your citizens. But the last time I checked, you're actually showing up. You may or may not be aware, but the NRCC just instructed Republicans to stop their town hall meetings because their constituents were showing up and telling them to do your jobs. If I had to sum up some of what you have said thus far today, I would sum it up as you have been trying to tell them as politely as you can to do their jobs. In fact, we know that they have not done their jobs. And so they're trying to force you to do it for them by turning your local law enforcement officers into ICE agents. They have this fake outrage about how immigrants are stealing resources and jobs from Americans when residents of Boston.
Like I say, y'all, all this is a show. You know, I don't know if y'all saw that, but of course y'all heard the dumb shit. Jasmine Crockett is back on her bullshit. You know, these people don't care about Black Americans. You see, they big up in the immigrants. They standing tall for them. They on the fight for them. LGBTQ, they own that. They own that fight. You know, like I said, they don't give a shit about us, y'all. I'm gonna end the show tonight because I got to get a hold to an answer before I go to sleep tonight. Anyway, thank you for. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow night with some more juicier stuff than this. Right now, I was kind of rushing. I wanted to get a whole bunch of things about the Democrat Party off my chest. Like I say, it's not the state of black union. It's the state of what union? Because there's no union. Okay? They don't give a shit about black Americans. Foundation black Americans. They do not give a shit, and we need to let them know, and which we did in this election. The deal is done, Democrats. Cut the check or shut the door.